chapter was going on which one? Newton's laws of motion. And in the previous topic we have studied contact force, non-contact forces, their properties, force. Now one more property, inertia. You know, this is the property of body or bodies due to which the bodies, they don't want to change their state of rest or state of uniform motion. This is the property due to which if a body is at rest, then it wants to remain at rest, and if a body is in motion, then it wants to remain in uniform motion. Yes, this is said to be inertia. We are having two kinds of inertia: inertia of rest and inertia of motion. Actually, what is inertia of rest? See, if a body is at rest, then it wants to remain at rest. That is inertia of rest. Inertia of motion, if a body is in motion, then it wants to remain in uniform motion. That is inertia of motion. Got it? Huh? And this inertia is directly proportional to mass. Greater the mass, greater is its inertia. Lesser the mass, lesser the inertia. No mass, no inertia. Now see, Newton's first law of motion. न्यूटन्स फर्स्ट लॉ, आप एक बॉल सरफेस पे रोल कर दें, थोड़ी देर चलती रहती रुक जाती है। क्यों रुक जाती है? क्योंकि फ्रिक्शन, बॉल और सरफेस के बीच में फ्रिक्शन। अगर फ्रिक्शन ना हो, बॉल चलती रहेगी। What is Newton's first law of motion? If a body is at rest, then it remains at rest. If a body is in motion, then it remains in uniform motion. Until and unless an external force is applied on the body to do so. ऐसा करने के लिए जब तक उसको कोई फोर्स नहीं लगाए, ये बोर्ड है, जब तक हम इसे फोर्स नहीं लगाएंगे अपने आप से नहीं गिरेगा। हम इसे चलाएंगे तब ये चलेगा, इसे खींचेंगे तब ये चलेगा। एक स्टोन है, हम ऐसे हाथ में पकड़े नीचे नहीं गिरेगा, जब हम इसे फोर्स लगाएंगे। ऐसे ही छोड़ देंगे तो अर्थ फोर्स लगाएगी तो नीचे। Means if a body is at rest, then it remains at rest. If a body is in motion, then it remains in uniform motion until and unless an external force is applied on the body to do so. Some examples. Suppose this is a tree and it is a fruit-laden tree. और यहाँ पर एक कोई fruit लगा है, mango. If you shake the branches of fruit-laden tree, then what happens? The fruits, they get. Why? Because you are applying a force on the branches, not on the fruits. That's why branches have to move their position, but the fruits need. Got it? So that's why they don't want to leave their position and they fall. If we beat a dusty carpet with a stick, then we see the dust particles, they came down. Why? Why? Because if you are beating a dusty carpet, then you are applying a force on the carpet, not on the dust particles. So carpet, it moves ahead, but dust particles, they remain suspended and due to gravity they come down. One more thing we have felt, when a train or bus, all of a sudden, if it starts to move, then you feel a backward jerk. Why? When train starts to move in forward direction, the lower part of our body, which is in contact with the train or bus, it starts to move, but the upper part of the body, which is not in contact with the bus or a train, it wants to remain at its initial position. That's why we feel backward jerk. And if, on contrary to that, if a train is moving, all of a sudden brakes are applied, then upper part of the body, which is not in the contact with the train and bus, no force is applied on it. So it keeps on moving with the forward direction. But the lower part of our body, which is in contact with the train or bus, a contact force acts on it. That's why it tries to come or it comes at rest, but the upper part of the body keeps on moving in forward direction. That's why we feel. And to avoid these circumstances, that's why nowadays we are having seat belts in car and sometimes in trains also, and the aeroplanes no seat belts. Got it? These are some examples. Now, linear momentum. Linear momentum. It is a very important physical quantity, this linear. The product of mass and the velocity of a body is called linear momentum. It is a vector quantity. And its direction is in the direction of its velocity. And SI unit of linear momentum, mass to kg meter per second. Mass का क्या हो गया? kg meter per second. Yes, it is a vector quantity and it is very important quantity that we will discuss in next